The noble concubine is in front of me every day. I don't think so. He wants stewardship to him. He wants his husband's favor for him. Even he wanted to give him the position of his wife. I eat and drink spicy food alone. Isn't it a joy? Life is called a comfort. But he should never have been when I went to the temple. To do such a thing. My husband, the Marquis of Zhenbei, is the god of war in the Daxia kingdom. He has never been defeated. The beaten Xiongnu fart in urine. Such a young general. Which girl who is pregnant with spring is not moved? My face was full of joy. It can be done on the wedding day. He didn't come to greet his relatives. He didn't worship with me either. I became the biggest laughingstock in the capital. I lifted the red hood. Throw it on the ground at will. The day of the wedding. There is no groom. I don't want this red head cover. The guests looked at my stunning face. They all listened to each other. It seems very surprised. I am so disrespectful of etiquette and shame to appear in public. I am calm and confident. A cold gaze swept over the guests. Smile and drink with them. It seems that I am the groom. The guests saw that I was not affected in any way. Smile and praise Miss Du. Oh no. Mrs. Pei is worthy of being the daughter of Taifu. You can also be calm in the face of this kind of scene. They seem to admire me. In fact, they are all watching my jokes. I turned around and went back to the new house. The mother received the message. Send someone to pick me up. My mother's eldest maid looked at me distressedly. The eldest lady is not a human being. He actually insulted you like this. Madam sent a slave to take you home. The eldest lady doesn't have to suffer this grievance. I was moved in my heart. My mother has loved me since I was a child. I can't bear to suffer a trace of grievance. But she put her beloved daughter in the palm of her hand. On the day of the wedding, she was ruthlessly abandoned by her husband. This is to press the face of the Su family to the ground and trample on it wantonly. My mother felt sorry for me. I can't help but think about the Su family. This is the emperor's marriage. Once I got home, the emperor will pay homage to the Su family. The father who attacked him was the grand tutor of the current dynasty. Often refuted the emperor in public. The emperor had been unhappy with his father for a long time. How could he let go of this trick to put the Su family in prison? Disobeying the will is a great crime of killing the 9 clans. I understood in a trance. The old emperor deliberately gave me a marriage to the Marquis of Zhenbei. He might just be waiting for this day. How could I personally send the handle to the old emperor? Let him attack my Su family. I took a hairpin from my jewelry box. Sent to the mother's eldest maid. Smile and comfort. You go back and tell your mother. I'll be doing well here. So that he doesn't have to worry. I am my father's daughter. The mother's eldest maid seemed to be persuaded by me. Fix my dowry maid. Take good care of me. And left. I looked at the room full of red silk. Impatient to remove the jewelry from the head. Take off your wedding dress. Put those peanuts and longan on the bed. All swept to the ground. Turn over and get on the bed. Get ready for bed. Let me be obedient to this groom. It's impossible. Mama Lee from the home mansion pushed the door in. Saw me lying on the bed with messy hair. Instantly his face turned cold. He came over and shouted at me. Madam, you are a famous lady. How can you do such an indecent thing? You should wear a red head cap. Sit dignified on the edge of the bed, waiting for the return of the Marquis. Not very good. I was humiliated by my husband. Even the servants in the house dared to scold me. I sat up slowly. Coldly interrupted Mama Lee's unfinished words. Shut up, you are a butcher who dares to be disrespectful to me. Is there any rule in this home mansion? Mama Lee looked at me and got angry. The momentum instantly weakened. But she still couldn't help but say. The old slave is the wet nurse of the Marquis. The Marquis is an old slave who has big breasts. The Marquis has always respected the old slave. The old slave is also thinking about his wife. I'm afraid it won't be too nice to hear the lady's approach spread. An old lady also dares to lean on me in front of me. Selling old self is furious. White and tender hands. Touched a longan that had not been swept down. I threw it hard at Mama Lee. Then my indifferent voice sounded. Pei Xuanji. Leave me on the wedding day. I don't know where to fool around. His reputation is much better than mine. It's not about suckling me. You also have the face to teach me a lesson in front of me. Longan smashed into Mama Lee's face. Mama Lee lowered her head. But he did not forget to defend the Marquis of Zhenbei. The old servant did not dare to fall behind. There is no fooling around either. I hope the lady will speak carefully. I continue to keep a cold face. The majestic momentum is fully displayed. I am the legitimate daughter of the current Taifu. This marriage was given by the emperor. I will be the mistress of the Pei family from now on. You are nothing more than a servant. You dare to be disrespectful to me. I have a reason to sell you. Mama Plunli knelt down in fright, trembling all over.
Bang bang.
I beg the lady to spare my life. It's the old slave who overstepped his bounds. I beg the lady to spare my life. The old slave didn't dare anymore. The Marquis of Zhenbei, Pei Xuanji, pushed the door open and entered. What I saw was such a scene. He had a cold face. Stride to Mama Li's side. Pull Mama Li up. Mama Li instantly had a backer. But I didn't dare to say another word. It seems that I was really frightened by what I just said. Flinched back. Soon there were only me and Pei Xuanji left in the house. Pei Xuanji was dressed in a black brocade robe. He was handsome. Looks like a dog. She walked to the edge of the bed. Looked at me condescendingly. The cold face was covered with frost. The tone was not good. You actually treated my wet nurse like this. I don't like it when he looks down on me like this. I lazily stood up. Fortunately, the top of the bed is high enough. I don't even touch my head while standing. This time it was my turn to look at Pei Xuanji condescendingly. The tone was contemptuous. He slandered me. It would not be an exaggeration to beat him to death. Why does the Marquis want to beat me for a servant? Pei Xuanji's brows twisted slightly. But he didn't say anything for Mama Li again. Her cold gaze swept over my body. Said coldly, "You are a famous lady. Hair is disheveled." His clothes were disheveled. What kind of system has it become? I laughed so hard that my back hurt before I stopped. Yin and Yang are strange. You are still a god of war general. Leave me behind on my wedding day. Sure enough, there was no parental upbringing. There are no rules at all. Pei Xuanji's parents died early. He is the only one in the huge Zhenbei Ho mansion. Pei Xuanji scolded coldly. Shut up. You are not allowed to insult my parents. I put my hands on my hips, laughing arrogantly. I didn't insult them. I'm insulting you. Pei Xuanji, if you have the ability, divorce me. The protest was not respected. But it is a great sin to kill the 9 clans. Forget that you are the only one in your family. Get me off. Only you will die. It's a good deal. My eyes are crooked. Seeing Pei Xuanji angry, suddenly I was in a good mood. If I am abandoned, I am the victim. Not only could the emperor not punish the Su family's crimes, and comfort me well, I looked at Pei Xuanji with anticipation. I hope she can be a little tougher. What a girl with spring. To hell with it. Miss Ben will not accompany me. As for the reputation after being divorced, I don't care at all. Can it be worse than now? Pei Xuanzong was so angry with me that his face turned blue. But he didn't dare to really divorce me. He dropped a sentence coldly. I won't touch. Then he turned around and left. I didn't even look at him. I ate the supper sent by the maid. Mimi took a bath. Fall asleep in a good mood. The next day, Pei Xuanji and I entered the palace to thank you. Even if we are not satisfied with this marriage, I would also like to thank the emperor for granting me marriage. Ironic, isn't it? The emperor saw the two of us. Smile and praise our talented women. It is a pair made in heaven. Finally, we were rewarded with a bunch of things. I smiled and thanked the emperor for his marriage. On the way back, I sat in the corner of the carriage, far away from Pei Xuanji. I don't want to pay attention to him at all. Wei Xuanji saw me. Obvious disgust. He seemed a little dissatisfied. But there is not much to say. Entered the gate of the Ho mansion. He said, I already have a sweetheart. She was supposed to be the mistress of my Pei family, but you robbed it. I'm sorry for her. I will take her as a noble concubine. I hope you won't be jealous in the future. Make things difficult for her. I hear these words. Directly rolled his eyes indecently. Gentle smiled. First you need to be clear. This marriage is not for me. Do you think I'm willing to marry you? Secondly, you can take as many noble concubines as you want. I won't be jealous in the end. I didn't pay attention to Pei Xuanji anymore. Walked away with leisurely steps. I got up too early today. I went back and continued sleeping. There is no need to serve the in-laws. You don't have to wait for your husband. I have the final say in the huge back house of the Ho mansion. Speaking of which, this day is also very good. I slept until noon. I hugged the little orange cat I brought from my parents' house. Susu lazily enjoyed the scenery in the pavilion. A maid patted me on the shoulder. A maid beat my legs. A maid took a fan to fan me. A maid fed me food. The housekeeper has already handed over the gifts from the mansion to me. I took a look at the account book of the Ho mansion by the way. I saw that there were only 10,000 taels of silver left in the ledger. I couldn't help but laugh. Fortunately, I don't have to be raised in the north of the town. Otherwise you won't starve to death. I casually threw the ledger aside. Keep petting the cat. I was very happy. But all this was destroyed by Pei Xuanji. He came to me with a cold face. It seems to be very unpleasant. I had such a good time. Very good, he was unhappy. I feel even better. Pei Xuanji sat down next to me. The tone was cold. I will give the ownership to my sweetheart. You don't have to worry about everything in the house. I smiled and pushed the pile of ledgers in front of him. Take them all. Don't put it in front of me as an eyesore. Even if you don't care about home. No one can shake my confidence in my status. It comes from my mother's family. Deduct these bad debts. I don't want to worry about it yet. So where is a little money enough to eat and drink in the house? Takes a lot of effort to manage it. I also want to use dowry subsidies. Will also be scolded. It's just thankless. Now someone is in charge. It's too late for me to be happy. Pei Xuanji took the ledger check card and left. In the evening I had dinner leisurely. A dressed-up flower. A woman wearing a beaded hairpin on her head came over to say hello to me. This is Pei Xuanji's noble concubine Nanji. I waved my white hand. Lightly let her sit down. Nanji smiled gratefully at me. Then his face was full of guilt and guilt. I'm actually quite sorry for you. Last night was your wedding night with the marquis. But the marquis insists on staying in my room. I drove him away. But he didn't want to go. I'm sorry for my sister. I knew that this noble concubine was coming to greet me. I didn't have the good intentions to show off my martial prowess. I was showing off my timidity openly and secretly. My mother has only one daughter. Neither did I. As the sister of a noble concubine. You will call me madam in the future. Lanji was stunned. It didn't seem that I was not as angry as he had hoped. He pursed his lips. He whispered softly to the lady. I continued to laugh. The concubine's room should have the favor of her husband. Only then can we live well. I saw Nanji's eyes red. A look of being insulted by me. I was in a good mood to make tea and taste tea. The tea brought from home is still delicious. Nanji sobbed softly. Madam, I didn't mean to seize the family power with you. It was brought to me by the marquis. He won't let me refuse. He also hoped that his wife would not be angry with the marquis. I looked at the southern branch faintly. He didn't say a word. Nanji, who was looking directly, was at a loss. Took a long time for me to say. Oh, you said I don't want this right to take charge of the house. He gave it to you. Nanji's tears fell instantly. Crying pear blossoms with rain. It's pitiful and miserable. Pei Xuanji heard that Nanji had come to my yard. He found it. See the southern branch. Crying grievances. The face changed instantly. He scolded me with a cold face. Why are your eyes so small?
Wie Epsilon Polizia.
Where did he do wrong? Splitting the head and covering the face is a scolding. I can't bear it. He smashed the teacup in his hand at Pei Xuanji's feet. The tea splashed Pei Xuanji's body. Bang, Nanji's body shook. He didn't expect me to dare to smash even the marquis. I also have a cold face, Pei Xuanji. You're not just blind. My heart is also blind, and take your noble concubine to roll. I don't need him to come to greet me in the future. Pei Xuanji snorted coldly. Dahung picked up Nanji and turned to leave. I raised my eyes. Seeing Nanji smile at me. Seems to be saying, you are the head of the house. So what? The person Lord Ho likes is me. I don't like Pei Xuanji. It has nothing to do with me who he favors. I continued to stroke the cat. By the way, I raised a few small fish. It's not that I haven't heard the rumors outside. I just ignored it. The day I returned home on the 3rd. I was going to go back alone. I just got into the carriage. Pei Xuanji also came up. I subconsciously stayed away from him. What are you doing here? Pei Xuanji was dissatisfied. Said I'll go back with you. I was wrong on the wedding day. I didn't intentionally drop you that day. It's my nephew who is sick. I need to take care of him. I raised my hand lightly. You don't have to tell me this when you interrupt him. Pei Xuanji shut up. After a while he changed the subject. I'll go back with you. Lest the Holy Lord say that I am not satisfied with this marriage. Oh, it turns out that Pei Xuanji is also afraid of the emperor's anger. That's why I had to go back with me. I closed my eyes. I don't want to listen to his nonsense. Pei Xuanji nagged and said a lot. Seeing that I didn't react. Not to mention the loss. I came home. Cheering and jumping into my mother's warm embrace. Rubbed with attachment. Hugging her mother's waist and acting coquettishly. I miss you so much. My mother hugged me gently.
Wann suffered.
No one paid attention to Pei Xuanji. Pei Xuanji walked behind me silently. I didn't pay attention to him either. After lunch, my father scolded Pei Xuanji with his head and face. Pei Xuanji didn't say a word. Finally, he said that I would take care of Wanner. My full name is Qinghuan. I like the name very much. But Pei Xuanji called me that. I felt as bad as eating a fly. I stayed with my parents for a long time. I'm leaving again. When leaving, my parents stuffed me with a lot of things. It's all I like. I am reluctant to part with my parents. My mother said gently, silly child. Don't come back anytime if you miss home. After getting into the carriage, I was feeling down. Lift the curtain. I saw my parents still standing there watching me. My tears suddenly stopped. I covered my face with my hands. Tears flowed from between my fingers. Stop crying. Pei Xuanji's voice rang in my ears. I came back to my senses in an instant. Calmly wipe your tears. I raised my eyes and saw Pei Xuanji sitting next to me. It's very close to me. He held a handkerchief in his hand, delivered to my eyes. I pulled the distance between us. He said in a cold voice not to come near me. Feel sick. Pei Xuanji's hand froze in midair. Looked at me twice. He took his hand back again. Returned to the home mansion. I got out of the carriage. I saw Nanji waiting at the door. Pei Xuanji followed me down. Nanji took 2 steps forward. The foot is crooked. Unsurprisingly, he fell into Pei Xuanji's arms. He leaned into Pei Xuanji's arms. Smiled at me showing off. My eyes were indifferent. This kind of drama of competing for favor. She came out like a concubine. I don't look at Pei Xuanji either. Indifference turned around and left. For several days, I didn't see Pei Xuanji. The noble concubine didn't come over to say hello to me. Feel good. It's good to live like this for a lifetime. Don't worry about food and clothing. A month later, Pei Xuanji came to me. The tone was indifferent. My sweetheart is pregnant. You are the mistress of the Pei family. In the future, his food and clothing, the expenses should be the same as yours. You are not allowed to bully him based on your status. He is kind-hearted. I hope you can be kind to him. You two get along well. I heard this. His face suddenly turned cold. The momentum of the whole body is fully revealed. I am the legitimate daughter of the Grand Tutor. I eat all the Su families. What does it have to do with you? You tattered home mansion. Can you afford your so-called noble concubine? The power of the family is in the hands of your concubine. He eats whatever he wants. There is no problem in eating up the home mansion. Pei Xuanji frowned. Looked at me with dissatisfaction. You married into the home mansion. Isn't the food and clothing from the home mansion? Don't talk about this marquis. Although the Su family is in this hand, but he abides by the rules. His food and clothing are all for the noble concubine. He doesn't want to be the same as you. Fear of ruining your status. I am reluctant to let him be wronged. I came here to tell you. You agreed. He can raise the fetus with peace of mind. Don't always take your anger on him. When did I bully him? That's what he told you. My eyes were calm, looking at Pei Xuanji's cold face. Repeatedly provoked. No matter how good my temper is, I can't help it. Pei Xuanji sat down next to me. Pour a cup of tea and drink it. That's what he said. He didn't say anything bad about you. These are all things I see with my eyes. Then you are really blind. I put the fruit in my hand that I hadn't eaten. Thrown it on Pei Xuanji's face. You go and settle the bad accounts of your home mansion. Look how much money is still talking to me. Doesn't he just want the role of a mistress? Mrs. Bin agreed. I'm afraid he can't afford it. Let me emphasize one more sentence to you. I used my dowry. I didn't need a grain of rice from your home mansion. My parents love me. Gave me a bunch of dowry. Dozens of shops in the capital. There are thousands of acres of fertile land. Several zhuangzi. There are also various luxury daily necessities. I will never use it in my life. The price of daily food is expensive. I am also reluctant to wrong myself. This little family property of the home mansion. That noble concubine wants to compare with me. What a big face.
He looked at me for a long time. I have seized a lot of loot on the battlefield. But that money, I share it with the relatives of the dead soldiers. It should be a pension. The rest was sent to your home as a bride price. You should bring the bride price. I won't touch your dowry, but I hope you will confiscate those bride prices. In this way, my sweetheart will not suffer. I was almost laughed at by his shameless words. I just picked it up and stopped. The betrothal gift was given to me. It's mine. You can't move a single cent more.
Pei Xuanji.
Your shamelessness really refreshed my understanding of you. I thought you were shameless enough. I didn't expect it to be more shameless. Zhen Tang sent a bowl of abortion pills to the noble concubine. Watch her drink it, until the fetus is shed. I turned my head and told my personal maid not to go. Pei Xuanji's eyes opened slightly. He was angry and pointed at me and instantly broke the defense. You vicious woman. Why can't even a child be tolerated?
He said lazily.
Lift your eyelids and admire. Pei Xuanji's angry face was enough to appreciate. Only then did he reluctantly talk to her. She has a concubine. She is also worthy of giving birth to a child before me, the housewife. You are shameless. My Su family still wants face. Look at the huge capital. A famous and faced family. Which family will let the concubines and daughters be born first? Pei Xuanji was dumbfounded for a moment. The anger was not vented. His face was swollen and red. She didn't give up. Said that the child was born. If you remember it in your name, you are the legitimate child. Anyway, I will never touch you in my life. You won't have children of your own. What if you raise that child? I will have many, many children with Jir in the future. Those children can be remembered in your name. They are your own children. Pei Xuanji asked me to raise a child.
It's cheaper for me.
I couldn't help but laugh. I can no longer put the person in front of me. Contact the young general. It's really good to calculate together. I also want to have a bunch of children to eat my dowry. It's beautiful to think. Pei Xuanji repaired me and had an abortion. You choose one. My eyes looked directly at Pei Xuanji. The tone was calm. I don't even have the thought of getting angry. I just think it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Such a person turned out to be a young general of my Daxia dynasty. Pei Xuanji's face turned blue. Looking at my fists tightened and loosened. Loose and tight. Finally, he glanced at me coldly. He left without saying a word. I turned my head to look at Chun Tao. Chun Tao looked angry, nodding indignantly for me. The slave must have watched the concubine drink the abortion pill. Until abortion. Chun Tao turned around and went down to do business. I don't assured him to do things. I also had no idea of enjoying the scenery. I took the maid out of the house for shopping. Bought a bunch of favorite things. 2 carriages were filled. Back to the house. Chun Tao came to me. Madam said respectfully. The fetus has been shed. I raised my smile. The white and tender jade hand waved. Go and see the noble concubine. By the way, send her some supplements. I smiled and came to Nanji's yard. Her yard is beautifully decorated everywhere. It's just how she decorates. It can't be compared to my yard. I walked into Nanji's bedroom. I saw her lying on the bed. I smiled and approached her. Sit down gracefully. The noble concubine Ben heard that you had a miscarriage. It just so happened that I went out of the house today to buy a bunch of things.
Stop by and check on you.
Reward you with a little tonic. Nanji's face turned pale. Weak body. She looked at me fiercely. His eyes were red. I wish I could eat my flesh and blood. She gritted her teeth, Mrs. Why are you so cruel? He didn't let go of a single child. Is this the upbringing of the Su mansion? Chun Tao shouted presumptuously. You are a noble concubine who dares to question your wife. She rushed up and wanted to slap her mouth. I stopped her. Just lost a child. The body waited for him to get better before opening his mouth. I admired it for a moment. Nanji's expression. I'm in a better mood. He always showed off his might in front of me. I'll let him know. Who is the owner of this family? His children. It was Pei Xuanji.
I can't keep it.
I'm not a good person. I will do this wicked person to the end. I slowly got up, smiled, and looked at Nanji. The voice is gentle and abortion. I asked Pei Xuanji to choose one. Pei Xuanzong chosen. Abortion is murderous and heart-to-heart. Nanji spat out a mouthful of blood. Splashed on the bedding. He struggled. Stare at me, you lie. It's obviously you who are vicious. I want to rely on the head of the marquis. Lord Ho is not such a person. I looked down at my white and tender fingers. I dyed my nails pale pink. I like it very much. I still had a smile on my face. Raise your eyes. Pei Xuanji is such a person. If you divorce me, he will be condemned by the Holy Spirit. We'll even take back his rights. You are just a noble concubine. It can be a little heavy in his heart. You see, he didn't even dare to resist marriage. Take you as a noble concubine. He chose power between power and beauty. Pei Xuanzong held military power. Won a few more battles. Will the old emperor watch him get bigger and bigger? This marriage contract was deliberately made by the old emperor. I resisted the old emperor and held the Su family accountable. Pei Xuanji resisted the imperial edict. The old emperor took this opportunity to take back Pei Xuanji's military power. The old emperor's abacus is good. It's just that neither Pei Xuanzong nor I resisted. I don't know what the old emperor will do next. Nanji looked incredulous. Puff sprayed several mouthfuls of blood. I was heartbroken. Pei Xuanzong pushed the door open and came in.
Seeing my sweetheart like this.
His angry eyes were red. He reached out to push me aside. I went to the side in time. Dodged Pei Xuanzong's outstretched hand. Pei Xuanzong glared at me fiercely. Then he turned around. Gently embraced the southern branch into your arms. gently wiped the blood from the side of her mouth. This marquis will call the imperial physician to come to the south. Ji raised his head weakly. Gentle smiled at the marquis. Don't blame madam. She didn't mean to abort our fetus. It's my concubine's room that is wrong. I shouldn't have given birth to a child before my wife. The lady also specially brought me supplements. You want to reward me. I appreciate it. Mrs. Chun Tao moved me a round stool. I sat down again. Admire the dogman and woman hugging each other. I quite like to watch dramas. This play is wonderful. Pei Xuanji's anger deepened. He suppressed his anger. Gently comfort the southern gardenia. I don't allow you to belittle yourself like this. In my heart. You are the mistress of the Pei family. Nanji's body trembled. Tears flowed. I'm afraid to say it, I don't dare. The lady is the head of the family. Pei Xuanji turned his head to look at me. With a knife in his eyes.
Du Qinghuan.
You have aborted the fetus in his womb. Why still refuse to let him go? You have to force him to death. Are you happy? I raised my hand and applauded. Said that this play is very exciting. Pointing to the brocade box on the side, I kindly gave him supplements. This is a decade of great ginseng supplements. This is not good for him. Pei Xuanzong turned his head to look over. Also saw the box of supplements. Nanji tugged at Pei Xuanzong's clothes. Red eyes and aggrieved marquis. Our children. You should have a child with your wife. He gave birth to me and gave birth to me. Pei Xuanzong pursed his lips. Don't talk nonsense. My child can only come out of your belly. Nanji bit her lip. Tears flowed out, but the concubine could not be a husband and child. Pei Xuanji comforted you not to worry. I have my own way. I listened to their conversation. Then, Pei Xuanji wants to live with me. I don't want to. I left. Leave a box of supplements. In the evening I had dessert after dinner. Listen to Chun Tao tell the good show on the concubine's side. The noble concubine was after Pei Xuanji left. Crackling smashed a bunch of things. The box of supplements I gave was also thrown by her servants. How can this noble concubine be a loser? 10 Pei Xuanji can't afford to raise it. Chun Tao knows that I love watching movies. She also has a hobby of watching dramas. She knows what happened to any house in the capital, not to mention in the house. Speaking of these gossip, her eyes were full of excitement. My eyes are bent. I have to pay the price for provoking me. The next month, I am still nesting in the home mansion. Do not go out and do not participate in any communication. Pet the cat every day. Eat, drink, and have fun. I met Pei Xuanji a few times in the flower pavilion. Pei Xuanji would despise me with his eyes every time. I feel like I'm a waste who can't do anything. He occupied the position of his Pei family's mistress for nothing. He has the ability to resist. What's the point of venting anger on me? I won't make it easy for them if I'm unhappy. I let people stare secretly. Deliberately interrupt them every time they make out. Come down several times. Pei Xuanji finally couldn't help it. Came to me with a dark face. Are you doing it on purpose? I won't touch you. I just like to touch the scum. You're jealous. I raised my eyes and looked at Pei Xuanji with contempt. Said lightly, you think too much. I don't like you. There is no talk of jealousy. In the future, it is best for us not to violate the river water in the well. I won't provoke you. I also hope you don't come to provoke me. I just want to live the rest of my life in peace. When you see me, remember to take a detour. Don't come to me to brush any sense of existence. Pei Xuanji's face darkened. He glanced at me coldly. Nothing was said. Turned around and left. Next, Pei Xuanji really rarely appears in front of me, even if you run into him occasionally. Also turned around and walked away. I am happy in my heart. I feel more comfortable in this home mansion. The power to take charge of the family is in the hands of the southern branch. Post sent by those big families in the capital. It was all sent to Nanji. Get up and leave the gatehouse. It was delivered to me by sending the post. But I don't want to care. Then let the concierge send them all to Nanji. Nanji is proud. Come to me.
Show off.
I smiled faintly. It's like watching a movie. Waiting to see his good show. I heard. She was the woman Pei Xuanzong brought back from the frontier. The family is poor. It can be seen from his usual words. He is not very sociable. Those ladies in the capital are all good. How could he take care of his concubine's room?
Indeed, it was not.
He attended several banquets. So he ran to cry to Pei Xuanji. Finally, Pei Xuanji brought him to me. I don't know why. Look at Pei Xuanji. What are you doing? I don't know if I'm busy. I really don't have time to deal with these two people. Pei Xuanji's face was blue. What can you be busy with? This family is all in charge. Nanji pulled Pei Xuanji's sleeves, signaled her not to say anything more. Then she cried and knelt in front of me, tearful eyes. Madam, I was wrong. I shouldn't have crossed your door to a banquet. I know that my family is poor. I don't understand many things.
Please teach me.
Madam can punish me no matter what. Pei Xuanji couldn't stand it, distressed, and pulled Nanji up, gently wipe away her tears. Then looked at me. You are the legitimate daughter of the Grand Tutor. He was well taught from an early age. I hope you can teach me the juice. How to interact with those ladies. I looked at them in amazement. Why don't you find those famous gentlemen to teach? Pei Xuanji's face was calm, said softly, please. But those people are all people who tend to follow the trend. I heard that I was here to teach the juice. So they all refused. Those who are not famous want to come to teach. But this marquis doesn't look down on him. They are not worthy of being called the sweetheart of this marquis. Nanji's face was embarrassing. I understand that they can't find it. A famous female gentleman who can teach Nanji. That's why I was forced to come to me. It looks like I picked up a big bargain. Pei Xuanji's words are interesting. He said that others are people who follow the flames. Himself. How can he look down on those who are lower in status than him?
Pei Xuanji saw that I didn't speak.
It seemed that he found that his tone was too tough.
Cough lightly.
He looked at me with a gentle expression. The voice is gentle.
Vanea.
I used to be sorry for you, but all this has nothing to do with his son. I also hope you teach him, regardless of past grievances. My eyes were calm. Raise your hand lightly, and call me madam. What happened in the past? It's not something that can be offset by a word of sorry. They died before me. I won't blink an eye. Pei Xuanji is good like a stream, madam said with low eyebrows. I smiled and nodded. I agreed. I tilted my head to look at the southern branch. You come every morning. Sometimes go back. Nanji was happy. Thank you again and again, madam. Pei Xuanji finally smiled gently at me, hugging Nanji's slender waist. Leave lovingly in front of me. Chuntao didn't understand what I was doing. Why is that, madam? I smiled slightly. He is a concubine. You should learn the rules of the concubine's room. You stare at him. Chuntao understood instantly. The slave will teach him this concubine well. The next day, Nanji came over early. Chuntao asked him to sit in the hall and wait. I still slept until I woke up naturally. When I woke up, it was already noon. I eat slowly. After lunch, I remembered that there was still Nanji. I went to see him with a good mood. Nanji saw my expression unhappy, but probably realized that he had a request for me. The resentment was taken back in an instant. Next, the matter of teaching the rules of the concubine was handed over to Chuntao. Chuntao taught her how to respect her mistress. The mistress asked him to go east. He can't go west. The mistress asked him to go west. He can't go east. The concubine saw the mistress. You should kneel down. Don't talk back to the mistress. Nanji knelt down and listened to the training, tired. Then he stood up and rested. After resting, continued to kneel. I sat aside and admired Nanji's expression. Look at his expression, with your own eyes. From joy to final hatred.
It's just one day.
He couldn't stand it. Ran to Pei Xuanji and told him that I deliberately bullied him. Humiliating him, Pei Xuanji ran to me and scolded me again.
So Qinghuan.
I didn't expect you to be such a careful person. He agreed to teach him. But humiliate him behind his back. You're going too far. He is so gentle and kind. Where the hell am I sorry for you? You want to abuse him like this? I smiled slightly. He smashed the teacup in his hand at Pei Xuanji's feet. It was you who asked me to teach him the rules. He is a concubine. What I learn is the rules of the concubine's room. Did I teach it wrong? Pei Xuanji, don't mess around. I feel sick. Come to the door to find humiliation. How could I let go of this opportunity? Why should they feel sorry? I will let go of the past. Obediently teaching the southern branch. Pei Xuanji suddenly choked. I don't dare to do anything to me. Turned around and left. Finally, Pei Xuanzong still invited a female gentleman with low fame. Come to teach the southern gardenia. Nanji went out to attend the banquet on behalf of the mistress of the home mansion. He was captured by the ladies of the capital. Qianjin discussed it openly and secretly for a long time. My father collected evidence. The emperor reported that Pei Xuanzong favored his concubine and destroyed his wife. The old emperor called Pei Xuanji into the palace. He scolded him fiercely. By the way, he took back a little of the power in his hands. I looked at the letter my father wrote to me with relish. When the old emperor scolded Pei Xuanji, my father was watching from the sidelines. My father wrote that scene in a letter. After I finished reading it, the corners of his mouth rose slightly. My parents still love me. I can't bear to be wronged. Pei Xuanji was probably scolded and frightened by the old emperor. After that, it didn't appear in front of me for a while. Nan, Ji didn't go out to the banquet again. I've been in the house for a long time. I want to go out to get some air. I went through a bunch of shops. Finally, I came to a restaurant. Get ready to grab a bite to eat. Just stepped into the door. I met my nemesis Jiang Jingshu before I left the cabinet. She is the daughter of the Prime Minister's mansion. The identity is on par with mine. Fame too. But our aura is not compatible. Every time. They will quarrel when they meet. He married the third prince as a concubine 2 months ago. I glanced at him lightly. Retract your gaze. Entered a private room. Jiang Jingshu saw me. The footsteps turned. Followed me into the private room. Come and sit down next to me. The chin is slightly raised. Su Qinghuan, you really live more and go back. You actually let a concubine crawl on your head. Nonsense. And you actually can't come out of the whole mansion. What a shame. I rested my right hand on my cheek. Smiled at Jiang Jingshu. I just don't like to go out to socialize. Pei Xuanji only has one concubine room anyway. The third prince has more than one concubine. We grew up together. Know each other's pain points. Jiang Jingshu's least like. It is the husband who has other people around him. And he was ordered by the emperor to marry the third prince. He didn't even have a chance to resist. None of our marriages can make decisions on our own. We are just those in power who win people's hearts. Or suppressing people's chips. Jiang Jingshu glared at me coldly. No more talking. Ask the shopkeeper to bring a pot of wine. He drank one cup after another. He drank slightly drunk. The face is flushed. In the end, he ran over and hugged my waist without letting go. He was really crazy. I broke his hand. Let his personal maid send him back to the third prince's mansion. I ate and drank enough and went back. I saw Nanji sitting in the pavilion. He touched his stomach. Laughing love. Pei Xuanji squatted in front of him. The ears are attached to his lower abdomen. The face was full of joy. It seems that she is pregnant again. Nanji saw me. Shocked, he pushed Pei Xuanji away. He knelt on the ground in a panic. The eyes instantly turned red. Mrs. said aggrievedly, I didn't mean to get pregnant. Please let me go, okay? My children are innocent. After all, he is the second child of the marquis. Please let him go for the sake of the marquis. What do you have? Just be angry with me. I can handle it. The smile on Pei Xuanji's face disappeared instantly.